We are still in lockdown, so I haven't been able to get out and go and film anywhere. It's almost 5 weeks. It's today Sunday. On Tuesday it'll be 5 weeks, and the number of cases today would indicate that they were hoping to go out of lockdown level 4 on Tuesday, but that's probably not going to happen for a little while. I'm guessing another week or two, and then we got level 3. In level 3, all that really happens is the takeaways are open, and takeaways make absolutely no difference to me, but there are some people that get very excited about driving 100 kilometers for takeaways. So that's essentially the only difference. So you can't even get stuff you need. Today I was looking for actual cable for an antenna, and the supplier is closed because the warehouse is in Auckland, so they can't give me anything. I was looking for some batteries for my solar panels for my house, and you can't buy batteries because it's not an essential item. We don't want to get into politics, but you wonder what's an essential item. If your car's not running, why can't you buy a car battery? Anyway, we don't want to get into that. I've been exploring Africa for over 40 years. I've done something like 1.5 million kilometers. Please like and subscribe and join me on my adventures. Because we can't get out, I can't go and make this film somewhere else. Also in New Zealand you can't just make fires, so behind me over there I've got a built-in barbecue at my house, and I'm just going to do the experiment here. There's different things we want to try. One is waterproof matches. What we're looking at is you going camping and you end up in the rain. So these matches are normal matches, except the head has been covered with some sort of wax. You can probably make your own and use candle wax, and then the striker is initially waterproof, and once you've striked it a few times the wax comes off. There's a different match. These were made by Coggins. You'll notice the head is very long. The head is from there to there, so these matches burn for longer, so you can get something that's possibly a little bit moist to burn. The last one are what they're called firelighter matches. They're huge. These are the matches. You break one off, the match part is impregnated with something, and it's almost like compressed cardboard, and when you light them they burn for quite a long time. So the idea is that you could actually throw those into your pile of coals, or your pile of wood or tinder or whatever you're going to use. The next one is a flint, which looks like this. You buy them, I think this was also Coggins. You buy these from the outdoor shop, and when you strike it you get sparks. The other one, which is similar, is a block. On this side there's a scraper, so you scrape all this off onto your tinder, and on this side is also a flint, so it does the same thing. And you take those, you try and get those sparks to light the tinder. Now when you are trying to make a fire, you can try different tinders. There's a Norwegian guy that I watch quite a lot. He uses dried moss. Moss is, it's going to have to be really dry. I just use bits of shaved wood. So I've got a whole bunch of other interests, and one of them is I carve masks. So I've got a lot of wood shavings left, so I'm going to use that. And then to start it, you can do different things. I've tried face tissues, kitchen towel, the paper kitchen towel, and even exam pad, paper that you'd write on at university or school or whatever. That has always proved to be the most difficult, but you can try all of them and see which works for you. The tissue in the past has always worked the best. It's now night time, and I'm recording this again because in the first part of the video I was leaning over the barbecue, so I was like this and it looks stupid, so I'm re-recording it. When I recorded it, it's been overcast all day and raining, so I couldn't use a magnifying glass. We will do that at some stage. A magnifying glass depends on the sun shining. So in a place like New Zealand where it rains a hell of a lot, a magnifying glass probably isn't your first choice. But you can do it. I've started a fire with a magnifying glass. It takes quite a while, but you need the right paper. And tissues have always worked for me. Exam pads or paper that you write on will work, but it tends to, the edges of the paper tend to smolder and you struggle to get a flame. So yeah, we'll try the different ways. The other thing you can always do is if you've got petrol, you could put petrol on a piece of tissue, you could put methylated spirits, you could put anything flammable onto the material that would make it burn a lot easier. So it's up to you. But in a survival situation, if your car's stuck in the middle of nowhere and you're walking out, you won't have all those things. So what's nice then is either you can use a lighter. Lighters generally will work if they're wet, or a box of waterproof matches, or even one of those magnesium or flint fire lighters. So this will give you an idea. So sorry it's filmed from home. I don't have a choice. Whole bunch of people have been arrested in the last week for transgressing the boundaries, forging COVID passports, forging papers, forging COVID tests, and a whole bunch have been caught. So in Australia and New Zealand, they call it dobbing the people in, and people will phone and report you. So that's what's been happening. And yeah, until we can get out, this is all you're getting. I'm sorry. Another thing while I'm rambling is that I used to spend a lot of time driving around in the dunes. I love driving in sand, and in Cape Town I spent a lot of time in the dunes, and I found a lot of footage from that time. So I'm going to put something together about driving in the dunes, but just more of a fun thing than educational. Just a bit of fun. So until we're out of lockdown, I can't do much. Over here I've got normal tissues. This is kitchen towel, and this is normal paper that you'd write on. I'll just take an old scrap piece of paper. We'll see which one works. If I remember correctly, the tissue worked the best to get the flame started. And then for wood, I've got shavings. So I've got a lot of hobbies, and one of them is I do a lot of wood carving and making masks. So I've got all this stuff, and this is what we're going to use to try and get the fire started. So it's really fine. So we'll try and get the tissue to light first, and then get the fire to burn. So the first one I wanted to show you, these are normal waterproof matches. All that's been done is that the head has got wax on it. So you can make your own. It's a normal match, and they've just put a thin layer of wax on it, and on the box this has been waterproofed. So it just works like a normal match. I'm not going to light this, and all it means is that if this is in your pocket and it gets wet, it'll carry on working. So you can buy these at the normal outdoor shop, and that's easy. The second version, it's also a waterproof match. These were made or supplied by Coggins. I believe it's an American company. So you'll notice this match is a lot longer, so it burns for longer. Also waterproof, and it's got the striker on the top. If we can get it to light, that's another story. So you'll notice it burns for long. The head basically extends all the way down the shaft, so it'll make your lighting much easier. So that's number 2. The third one are these big, they're also made by Coggins or Coglins. So I'll show you what we do here. We break one match off, so you'll see it's huge. Also got a big striker. This burns for a long time. This is almost like compressed cardboard, but it'll work as a little firelighter. So you could put it in. I don't really want to light this, but we can, and we can get the fire going. Again, that's assuming you've got matches. Right, so for this exercise we need to get a flame first. So we've got these different types of strikers. This has just got a rough striker on the bottom, and when you do this, it just makes sparks. So the first one I'm going to try is a normal face tissue. I'm going to use this striker. There we go. So we've got a flame. So that's using the striker and a face tissue. This is kitchen towel. I've always struggled with this. I've never got this one to light, but we can try. There we go. Got it to burn. So there we go. I'm actually quite impressed with this. I didn't think this was going to work this easily. So the next one, something a little different. So this is, it's called a sparking insert. Shaving edge. So you scrape off some of this and then you spark it from that side. I think this comes from the States. So I don't know if you can see on here, but there's filings, there's shavings of this stuff all over the face tissue. We then go to this side where the striker is. There we go. So I'm actually quite impressed with that. I didn't think it would work that well. The one I've never got right is using basically exam pad, normal paper that you'd write with. So what I'm going to do is the same thing, because I've always struggled with this. And let's scrape some of this stuff off. And then try and get it to burn. How's that? I've never ever got this paper to burn before. So there we go. So basically we've got the two. This is the flint that just makes sparks like so. This one you scrape and this stuff burns very brightly, like almost like just a very bright white light. And then on this side you got your scraper and you get your sparks. So those are the two. Now the one thing I can't do today is show you how to make a fire with a magnifying glass. It's not that difficult. The first time you do it, it takes a while. But again, what's really important is the material you're using to ignite. I've always found facial tissues work the best if you don't have anything like that. Last time I tried just to light these shavings, and the shavings, I really struggled to get them to light. But if you use moss, some very fine tinder, maybe some leaves, but it's got to be dry, really dry, then you can do it. I will try now just with the shavings, but I really haven't had much success in the past. So the number of methods is normally having waterproof matches. You can use your normal lighter. Lighters usually work if they get wet. It's not a big problem. The flint dries out, so that's the one option. I'm talking about a big disposable lighter. Or you've got these fire lighter matches that burn for longer. You've got the one with a longer head, so you can use it to light something that's not completely dry. Or you've got the flint where you scrape it, and then you've got the one where you scrape off the magnesium or whatever it is that catches light. So what I'm going to do now is try and light these shavings. It's worked once before, but it took me 10 minutes. So let's see. So now we'll try this one first. Okay, we'll give up on that one. So you need something to start it. As I say, last time I got this working, but it took me probably 10 minutes. I took all the skin off my knuckles because it was just scrape. So ideally you'd have to find some moss. I mean, this is already very fine, so I don't know. There we go. So we got it to work using all the different methods, and stop by your camping shop, survival shop, prepper shop if you've got one. Otherwise your normal camping store should have fire lighters and emergency matches. Otherwise get a look, have a look on eBay. A lot of this I found on eBay, and it's the quickest, the easiest, the cheapest. And if you're in the States, probably Amazon. And give it a try. It's quite fun. It makes it a bit more of an expedition. So chat to you next time. Bye bye.